Welcome to a glorious summer's day at the magnificent Castle Combe Circuit. It's Saturday the 28th of August 1954 and the air is absolutely buzzing with the roar of engines and the excitement of a capacity crowd. Bristol Motorcycle and Light Car Club, our esteemed organisers, have truly outdone themselves this year with an exceptional turnout thanks to their superb efforts in advertising and event preparation. This promises to be a day of thrills and spills with some of the finest motor racing action you could ever wish to see. There's Horace Gould with his potent Cooper-Bristol and a glimpse of Reg Parnell's Ferrari, alas, perhaps already showing signs of trouble after its recent repairs. Moment of elegance now as three streamlined Bristol 450 Le Mans cars take to the track for a demonstration run. These prototypes were designed in 1953 by Bristol Cars based on the 1952 ERA G-Type Formula 2 car. They were designed specifically for competition at Le Mans and won their class in 1954. The cars are fitted with Bristol straight six engine producing more than 150 horsepower. Designed by a team led by David Summers, they devised a twin rail chassis with a double wishbone front suspension and a de Dion tube at the rear. Inboard rear brakes and an innovative rear hub and wheel reduce the unsprung mass, increasing rear grip. In a break from convention, the engine sits ahead of the driver whilst the 4-speed gearbox sits behind, giving superb balance to the car. The cars weigh just 658 kilos, giving a superb power-to-weight ratio. The cars look quite different to others you may see thanks to the designers having access to the wind tunnel normally reserved for testing aeroplanes. A superb sight before the real racing commences. Back in the paddock, the tension is mounting. We see the determined faces of our heroes. John Risley Pritchard with his RRC Walker Connaught, the ever-competitive Horace Gould and his Cooper-Bristol, and the legendary Roy Salvadori with his potent Maserati. There's the magnificent BRM V16 being tended to by Tony Rudd. It's a mechanical marvel and a wondrous sound. These are the Titans ready to do battle on this hallowed tarmac. Now prepare yourselves, for this was the absolute highlight of the day, the thunderous Hastings Trophy race for Formula Libre cars. The crowd was on the very edge of their seats, knowing this would be a race for the ages. The magnificent BRM V16, piloted by the incredible Ron Flockhart, simply streaked away from the starting grid, blasting down Farm Straight. Horace Gould initially settled into second, but the legendary Freddie Gerard in his Cooper-Bristol was right there, a man on a mission after his earlier Fry Memorial Trophy retirement. On only the third lap, in a breathtaking display of skill, Gerard made his move on the Farm Straight, passing Gould, but the BRM was already 5 seconds clear. He pressed that Cooper-Bristol through every corner, gradually, inexorably reducing the gap. By lap 7, the crowd was roaring because Gerard was right on Flockhart's tail. And on lap 8, Gerard powered past at Tower Corner, but Flockhart repassed him up the Dean Straight. On the 11th lap, Gerard made his final decisive pass. Perhaps the BRM's brakes were fading or the edge had gone from its tune, but it was Gerard's magnificent motoring that brought the beautifully prepared Cooper-Bristol home first. Here's the start of the 500cc race. Right from the off, it was Jim Russell and his Cooper who blasted into an early lead, a new star lighting up the 500cc firmament. But hot on his heels was Don Parker and Keith Norton. Parker, always a master of the circuit, made a spectacular move at Old Paddock, snatching the lead and never looking back. Further back, the battle for third place was simply enthralling, with Les Leston and Ivor Buib going at it hammer and tongs. Parker's pace in this race was blistering, once again beating previous records. What a start to the sports car action. This race for unlimited capacity sports cars was an absolute barnstormer. A terrific battle that had the crowd on its feet from start to finish. It was a breathtaking nose-to-tail duel between Roy Salvadori and his Maserati and Archie Scott Brown in the powerful list Bristol. These two gladiators were inseparable throughout all 10 laps, constantly challenging, constantly probing for an advantage. On the final lap, Scott Brown got closer and closer, pushing to the absolute limit, but Salvadori, with a masterclass in controlled aggression, held on by a mere 0.3 of a second. What a finish, and let's not forget Colin Chapman in his Lotus, expertly holding off Scott Russell's Fraser Nash. Next up, the ERA Anniversary Trophy race. Sadly, with only 2 magnificent ERA machines taken to the grid, Graham Whitehead in his C-type and Jay Williamson in an earlier B-type. The unmistakable typical ERA noises echoed around the circuit. Whitehead led throughout, delivering a powerful performance. The future stars of motorsport were out in force for the Junior 500cc event. It was a convincing display of talent, with David Boshier-Jones and his Keith securing a commanding victory. The action was far from settled behind him as T. Bridger, also in a Keith, sliced through the field with an impressive charge to claim second place. What a day of motorsport, from the thrilling duels in the unlimited sports cars to the roars of the ERAs, and a heart-stopping, magnificent battle for the Hastings Trophy. It was a day where records were challenged and driving legends truly shone. The Bristol Motorcycle and Light Car Club has delivered a simply superb day's sport here at Castle Combe, and we thank them and all the incredible drivers for an unforgettable spectacle. Until next time, keep your eyes on the road and your spirits high.